Before 30, Patrick's stats are kind of dominating Tom Brady. Cody, how close is Patrick Mahomes to passing Tom Brady as the GOAT?
Before I get into that, I didn't know we were going to have those stats up, but context matters.
Okay.
Because who is his offense coordinator, Andy Reid? What do they like to do? Throw the football. Patrick Mahomes, during that time, has 530 more passing attempts than Tom Brady if we're looking at those stats.
But he has less interceptions.
Okay, true, but we're not looking. Interceptions are closer than the yards and the touchdowns. That's what everyone looks at. Who has the most yards? Who has the most touchdowns?
By the way, Kinsey, are you making a case for Mahomes?
Yeah, that sounded like
No,
you
I
were.
hate Mahomes. I'm just trying to be
You
devil's
hate
advocate
Mahomes?
here.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to be devil's advocate.
You sound like you love him.
My job here.
I like,
You know that,
I
Debo.
like to tell lassos. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying?
they look better
Wait,
on
are you taking
picture.
selfies?
I'm just checking the mirrors. Our phone got a mirror skip. It's 2025.
I got it.
We got built-in mirrors on our
It looks
phones.
selfie-like to
Saying.
me.
No, I'm hoping you guys all say Tom, but, I got to
I
do
am.
my job
I'm gonna
here. Lay
say
out
this.
the numbers.
And you can't discredit everything. If we're talking GOAT, you've got to look at everything. Patrick Mahomes is going to go down as one of the greats. I don't think anybody will argue against that. But right now, I don't think he's even close to Tom Brady when it comes to the GOAT. To be the GOAT, you have to sustain success for a long period of time. You have to be the best at your position for a very long time. And Tom Brady did that. Patrick Mahomes has been great first 8 years, but he has to do that for at least another 8 to 10 years to be considered the GOAT. And we throw around the term GOAT a lot nowadays and put the emoji out. But when you're talking about GOAT, singular, the greatest of all time at their position, Tom Brady is above everybody else. I'm going to give you some of the stats why. He leads the NFL in passing yards, passing touchdowns, and completions. He has 251 wins all time. That's the most, more than anybody. He has 13 consecutive seasons with 10 or more wins, and he also has 20 consecutive seasons with a winning record. You could also argue, Skip, in 2008 when he got hurt, he was 1-0 during that time, so it could be 21 wins. He's got 19 division titles. He's got 35 playoff wins. Put that in perspective. 35 playoff wins, that is more than 27 other franchises in NFL. He has more wins individually than 27 other franchises, and he has multiple other records. Not one team in the NFL has a winning record against Tom Brady. You could also argue that he has 3 Hall of Fame resumes. In his 20s, he had 3 Super Bowls. In his 30s, he had 2 more Super Bowls and 300 touchdowns. And in his 40s, he had 2 more Super Bowls and almost 200 passing touchdowns. All 3 of those individually could be their own Hall of Fame resume. And then let's look at them head-to-head on the biggest stage. They play in the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay. What happens? Brady goes out and wins 31-9. He throws 3 passing touchdowns, has a 76 QBR. Mahomes throws 0 touchdown, 2 picks, and a 42 QBR. He also beat them at Arrowhead with New England a couple years before that when they went head-to-head and they went to the overtime. But what I think hurts Mahomes the most right now is his production in the Super Bowl. That's where the argument for me differs. In 10 Super Bowls for Tom Brady, he has 21 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. When you look at Patrick Mahomes in his 5 Super Bowls, 11 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Tom Brady in the Super Bowl has a plus 36-point difference than his opponent in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, minus 23. His 2 losses have been very bad losses. Tom Brady's losses were close games to where he gave them a chance to win. So look, and I don't want it to sound like I'm sitting here.
Okay, I want you to repeat that. In 10 Brady Super Bowls, he has 6 interceptions.
Yes.
In 5 Mahomes Super Bowls, he already has 7 interceptions.
And 11 touchdowns.
Ball game, though, nowadays.
But you could also argue,
Totally
Skip.
different game.
It is, but you could argue, too, with those 11 touchdowns that he has, 2 of those were against the Eagles last year in garbage time in the 4th quarter.
Right.
So that could look a lot worse. They also head-to-head. And again, I don't want to sit here and sound like I'm disrespecting Patrick Mahomes. I am just saying when you're talking about the GOAT, when it comes to the GOAT, who is it, Skip? What's his name? It's Thomas
Edward Patrick Brady Jr.
You heard
That
it
is
here,
the GOAT.
folks. Cody is disrespecting Patrick Mahomes.
Nah, hey, if we're talking GOAT, fine. You can say that.
Aviators on? I'll take aviators off of this.
You look sick in them.
The question is, how close is Mahomes to passing him, right? It's not, it's clear. It's clear as day. Edward Brady Jr. Edward Brady Jr. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? He's clearly the GOAT, right? So when we talk about who's close, all we can compare is what they've done through, like she said, before 30, first 8 years, right? That's all we can go off of. We can't judge the whole body of work for Tom and just 8 years of body of work for Mahomes because it's not done. Now, the moment Mahomes retires, now we put them side by side, we judge the full thing.
True, okay.
We can't do that right now
We can't.
because he's actively still balling, still the best quarterback in the league, right? So we got to stop it somewhere. If we just talking about who's close, I don't think it get no closer than what Mahomes has. So you look at over the first 8 years, they both got 3 chips. Mahomes got 5 appearances. Tom got 3 appearances. Mahomes got 3 Super Bowl MVPs. Tom got 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Mahomes got 2 season MVPs. Tom got 1 season MVP. Mahomes got 2 first-team All-Pros. Tom got 1 first-team All-Pro. And that's through their first 8 years. So if we're talking about who's close, it don't get no fucking closer than that. Kenzie just told you the numbers, the passing yards, passing touchdowns. And if we look at Tom's first 3 touchdowns, first 3 Super Bowls, was he Superman in those? Was he, Skip? You know all the numbers like the back of your hand.
I do.
Was he though?
Was he Superman?
Yeah. Was he throwing for 300? No, the numbers was different.
If you got if you got a ring on your finger, you're Superman.
Okay.
Well.
Okay, but not.
Patty's
not
got
You
a
talking
couple
about
of
a
those.
loss? Well, this loss was greater than this loss. If you lost the bitch, then you lost the bitch.
Okay,
You know what I'm
but,
saying?
but in the second one, he threw a party on Carolina.
Yeah.
Jake Delhomme,
Okay.
right? And he was the MVP runaway.
Yeah.
And I thought he was sensational against Philly in the first Super
absolutely
Bowl.
was.
And they give it to the receiver, and I'm like, what? That was an early vote.
Oh, you're talking about the early. I thought you were talking about the loss. Okay.
We ain't talking about that.
No,
We're talking
not
about the
that one. No, the one.
The one they gave to Edelman, that wasn't his
in
first 3?
Jacksonville against Philadelphia. I was there.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
I thought you were going to talk about the loss.
No.
No, I get what you're saying.
No,
Go back.
they beat him the first time.
Yes,
Terrell
yes.
Owens tried to come back.
You're saying
and
why
play.
he didn't get the
He
MVP.
should have got one, the one they gave Edelman against Atlanta too, but that's down the line.
right.
I'm just saying, he had a great defense.
No, he got that. I think
He got that one.
Yeah, he
Oh,
got
did he?
that
He
one.
did.
They gave it to him when he played, or they gave it to Edelman when they played the Rams.
Yes.
I'm thinking is when Edelman.
Oh yeah,
played.
when he played the Rams. That's,
Yeah.
that's,
Right.
because Tom, Tom scored 12 points. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It wasn't
you
his
know.
best- It wasn't his best Super Bowl. He scored
Okay.
12 points in that game. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is through 8 years, if anybody is close, you got to say Mahomes is on his ass, right?
Well, I think you're trying to make the case that he's passed his ass.
I mean, if
right?
you just compare their first 8 years, right?
Yeah.
He's
We're
on
talking
pace. Put it like
pre-30.
this. He's on pace to have a better career than Tom, ain't he?
You want to make that case?
That's what I'm saying. I just made it. Ain't
You
we just put
asking
the
me?
numbers. We put all their numbers for the first 8 years. Boom, side by side, 8-year comparison. Mahomes is really better, is he not?
Yeah, but the question is he close to Tom Brady when it comes to the GOAT? Not who's the closest,
Right.
not where his first 8 years
is he
GOAT
close?
worthy.
Is he not close? If you
No.
take your first 8 years and he take his first 8 years, that's not close.
If we're talking about, I think he's the closest. I think he will be
So
when it's
that's
all
not
said and done.
close?
I think he could be the GOAT when it's all said and done. But if we're talking about
that means you're close.
right now in perspective, no, he is not close.
How?
Because of what Tom, I even said, to be the GOAT, you have to do it for a long period of
But
time.
he's done it for a long period of time. He did it for 8 years straight.
And Tom did it for
Right.
over 2 decades,
But
is what
we
I'm
can't
saying.
count all that. Can we count all
And he
that?
had 3 different Hall of Fame resumes.
Can we
don't,
do all that?
But this is playing the if game again. We don't know what Mahomes is going to do.
Mahomes got 1 Hall of Fame career right now.
Agreed.
So he's on pace.
Okay.
That's all we
All
can
right.
go off of. All I'm saying is we can't go off of nothing but the body of work that you had so far.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah.
This is already over for Patrick Mahomes. He's already lost the GOAT race
Man.
to Tom
me
Brady
close my
through,
phone.
what's it, 8 years? It's over. He is disqualified because Tom Brady never had one single Super Bowl performance as lousy as Patrick has had, really 2.5. He almost had 3 disasters, and he's had 2 disasters already. Brady had no disasters in any Super Bowl, even the ones he lost. I can just show you. Because remember, his first 6, Tom Brady's, and I know you're saying it's body of work, but remember, he wins his first 6 with game-winning drives in the fourth quarter overtime for all 6 of them.
Yep.
And then his 7th one was against Mahomes, and Mahomes stunk in that, and Brady shone in that, so he completely outplayed him. And then, to your point, there was the AFC Championship game when at Kansas City in the cold, at Arrowhead, Tom Brady, they win the coin flip in overtime. He converted 3 straight 3rd and 10s. It's impossible. You know it and I know it. If you're playing corner on defense, you're saying there's no way he's going to get me again. 3 straight times they force him into 3rd and 10, and he goes, Edelman, Gronk. They go down, run it in, touchdown, game over, because that was the rule at that point, unfortunately.
First quarter.
Okay? Now, think about what Patrick Mahomes has done. Think about his first Super Bowl against your 49ers. It's 20-10 San Francisco, late 3rd quarter, and Mahomes throws an ugly
Please don't
interception.
remind me.
We just praised
Okay,
Tom
wait.
for his fourth quarter comeback,
Okay,
but he's
okay, wait a second.
he get lashed for his.
Okay, think
Like, what are
think
we
about
talking
Patrick Mahomes. He throws a terrible interception.
Y'all
You
move
were
that
in
fucking
such
bar
trouble.
so
Now
much.
listen to me. Then we go into the fourth quarter. 3 minutes into the fourth quarter, Patrick Mahomes throws another ugly interception. It's still 20-10 San Francisco. And I'm thinking, this game is over. They get pushed back into 3rd and 15 from their 35. And Patrick Mahomes gets away with a rusher in his face, and he kind of throws a no-look. He just throws a flutter ball punt into the deep left flat. And somehow Tyreek comes back for it and waves for a fair catch and catches it for a big gain that saves the game. If your quarterback was not Jimmy Garoppolo in the fourth quarter of that game, guess who's going to win the game? Your team is going to win the game. But I'm looking at Jimmy G in the fourth quarter. He was horrendous in that game because he goes 3 of 11 in the fourth quarter with an interception.
He's been horrendous the rest of his
For
career.
36 total yards. And you have Emmanuel Sanders wide open at the goal line, and Jimmy G misses him with a late throw, or we're having a different conversation right now. That's Patrick Mahomes. And he was great late in that game. I give you that. But listen, if it's any other quarterback except Jimmy G, we're having a different conversation, and he's going to be the lowercase go to that game, as in the guy you blame for the loss. Okay? So then we go to the second Super Bowls against Brady. And Mahomes, as you point out, is 0 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, and Tom's 3 to 0.
Yeah.
Well, it's just he completely got outplayed in that one. Well, that's a big stain on your resume because the GOAT out-goated you head-to-head in a Super Bowl. And then the third one, it's the first one against Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts completely outplays Patrick Mahomes in that game. To me, Patrick threw for a grand total of 182 yards against Jalen Hurts. Jalen threw for 304 in that game and ran it for another 70. So in just total yards in the game, Jalen Hurts has 374 to 226 for Patrick Mahomes. But what happened? Jalen's up 14-7 at the 50-yard line and just loses the handle on the football. I've never seen anything like it. It's the only big mistake I've ever seen him make where you just said, what was that? He just lost the ball. No, nobody's around him. He just lost the handle. One hop right up to Nick Bolton, houses it. And all of a sudden it's 14-14. It was hard for them to overcome just giving the Kansas City Chiefs 14, making it 14 all. All right, I give you the second one against you guys. He was great in that game. I just give you that was a great Super Bowl. Okay, it goes to overtime.
Yeah.
But Patrick
It was a
did
fight.
nothing wrong. It was a great fight. He had QBR 76. Your guy Brock Purdy has 71. So they both were very good in the game. But I'm going to give Patrick that because he was great late in the overtime, had a big run. So I give you all that. But then what did we just see in the last Super Bowl? Patrick Mahomes had a QBR of 10 in that game, and it's 40-6 with 3 minutes left. It's 40-6, and you're trying to make a case that he's right on Brady's ass? I'm like, stick that up somebody's ass because that's just wrong. No,
Just
I'm
move the
serious.
bar so much, bro.
Okay? No, I don't.
move the bar so much.
So I've got the first one was a near stinker, and then
But it was a great fourth quarter comeback
Okay.
if you ask the Chiefs fan.
against Jimmy G. Okay,
Who cares? It was against the Niners defense. That's what it was against.
All right, but
Jimmy G didn't play one snap against Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
It was the Niners defense. Was they not good?
yeah, they were very
All
good.
right. He had a fourth quarter win right there.
Okay, I got it, but they completely bust the coverage. Ask Richard Sherman.
All right, so look, so we
still
have
hadn't
a
gotten over
completely
that.
different conversation. Jared Goff missed Brandon Cooks in our game. Wide ass open. He missed him.
He did.
That'd be we could be having a different conversation. We held time to 12. What did he score? 12?
Okay, but when it was
He had
time
12
for him to
points.
go score 7, he went and scored 7.
He
on
did. Well, maybe
Okay.
we're having a different conversation if Jared Goff hit Brandon Cooks then.
Okay, all right. So how do you explain that Patrick Mahomes head-to-head with Brady stunk, and Patrick Mahomes in the second Jalen Eagles Super Bowl stunk? How do you explain that?
You stink sometimes
Okay?
as quarterback.
Okay, but
They all have done
this is a GOAT discussion, like
Tom
come on, man.
too.
That's the difference right there.
When did he stink in a Super
When he
Bowl?
scored 12 points against us.
He was
We
beautiful.
felt on defense, we felt like, damn, we
Okay.
should have fucking won that game.
Okay,
if
but-
Tom got 12, that's a stinking Tom right there.
Okay,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
he-
That's not a regular Tom Brady right there. We felt like we should have won.
Okay, but he made one great late throw to Gronkowski
did.
to set up the touchdown. It was just beautiful. It's just
It was.
okay. And in the first
baby
Eli,
safety
in
over
the
there,
first
too.
Eli Super Bowl that Tom lost, he drives them 80 yards, hits Randy Moss for the touchdown that makes it 14-10 New England.
Yep.
And now it's up to your guy Belichick.
He
You
did
got
what
to
he's supposed
stop
to do.
him. And Eli goes 75 yards. He needed a touchdown, not a field goal, and he goes 75 yards for a touchdown.
But he had a Hail Mary, a close your eyes.
Stuck in the face mask.
Yeah, so
Okay.
don't move
okay.
the bar, Skip.
All right, and then in
You feel me?
in the second Eli Super Bowl, it's just nip tuck down the stretch. And Brady made a throw that I will grant you was not the best throw he ever made to Wes Welker up the seam. It's a route that Welker rarely ran. He sort of wrong-sided him because he's trying to keep it away from the safety, and Wes had to turn on the fly. But he turned and got both hands on the ball and didn't catch it. If he catches it, they're going to win the game. It was a one-throw game, and that was the end of that. And
I'm not discrediting Tom Brady.
Okay, and let me just finish. So Tom loses then a second game, the second Philly Super Bowl, to Nick Foles, the backup quarterback, when Tom Brady threw for an all-time playoff record 505 yards. 505 and put up 33 on a top 5 defense. And Belichick's defense, his vaunted defense, with Malcolm Butler mysteriously, inexplicably benched, they score 41 on Bill Belichick. It's 41-33. And go look at the end of that game.
I was there in person for that game.
Okay, do you remember the last throw of the game? Brady throws it into the end zone, sort of a Hail Mary to Gronk, and Gronk is being tackled by 3 Eagles, and it hits him in the hands, and he can't hold on. If he catches it, they're going to go for 2 to tie the game at 41. Okay, so show me a bad Brady Super Bowl where you just say, oh, he stunk in that one. He threw 3 picks or whatever. You can't find it.
And that's, to what Skip is saying, my whole point on that is, we could sit here and talk about how great Mahomes is too. We could absolutely do that.
Of course we can.
We can, and I did it the other day on Tuesday. So I don't want it to sound like I'm saying Patrick Mahomes isn't that guy, because he is that guy. But when you put the word GOAT into the conversation, that's where you have to be able to defend Brady by everything that he's done better than Mahomes. I know we still have a long time to go with Mahomes' career. Hopefully he stays healthy and plays great for however long he plays. But to say he's close to Tom Brady as a GOAT, I think that you can't say that.
So so nobody's close then, right?
Nobody's close.
No.
So if it was one person who's got a chance, who got a living chance right now.
15.
So that's all I'm saying.
15. He's not close, but he's got a chance.
If Deion Sanders had 50 picks and through his first 8 years he had 25 and 8 touchdowns, and I'm now at 35 and 9 touchdowns through my first 8 years, how am I not close? How am I not on his ass?
The audience has spoken, and they say 55% agree that Patrick will pass Tom Brady as the GOAT.
Ridiculous.
So
thank you, Chad.
They're riding with Keeve on this one, barely though, very close.
Yeah, no, I can.
Very, very close. But let's.
That's an
I got to make one last point.
It's just not
Here's
right
the
now.
other thing, anti-Patrick on this. So he's in games pre-Super Bowl and playoff games pre-Super Bowl. Forget the Super Bowl. Patrick is 14-2. But of those 16 games, 14 were at Arrowhead because he's played in a pretty lousy AFC West where they have dominated it. They have just feasted on the West. So every year, they're in position with the 1 seed where they're just going to play at home. And they're going to play at home, and they're going to play at home.
The Patriots don't do that.
Okay, well, I saw Brady
go. The Jets.
Okay, Brady went to Arrowhead and beat him at his own game.
Yeah, that's 1 year.
And Joe Burrow
But
beat
the
him,
Patriots dominate the AFC East for years.
Yeah, 19 division titles.
Like, what are you talking about, Skip?
Okay.
That's the same thing.
Okay, but they didn't
Home
have
game
that.
after home game after home game.
Yeah, but they had to win. They had to go away a few times.
The Chiefs has to.
Yeah.
They had to go win a
Twice.
game in Buffalo.
They did.
All right,
And they had to go win a game at Baltimore, and they did.
Akeeb's GOAT is heading to the Bills Mafia.
Yep.